All right, guys. Hope you're doing all right. It's time to get back and play a little bit more hockey. So after I played those awful Game Boy Color games a couple of days ago, somebody said I should check out some of the EA Sports NHL hockey games on Game Boy. So that's what we're going to do today. As you can see, this is the Super Game Boy enhanced version of NHL 95. And the reason why I say it's Super Game Boy, you can tell that automatically because of this border that's around everything. So that's kind of the way that the Super Game Boy worked. If you're not familiar with that, like there were certain Game Boy games that came out that had additional programming to make it so that if you played it on the Super Nintendo using the Super Game Boy add-on, like it would have like color pre-programmed in and these kind of annoying borders and stuff like that. We'll just do this. Yeah, we'll do Anaheim against Boston. We'll do a 10-minute period. Okay. We don't have a whole lot of things that we can choose, so we'll choose what we can. I'm not sure which team I am. So we're about to find out. Anyway, so this is not like 100% exactly the same as it would be to play it on the Game Boy, but it's pretty similar. It's close enough so that we can like figure out what's going on. And yeah, this is pretty this is a great frame rate, let me tell you. All right, so this is going to be a pretty interesting couple of minutes as we try to get this game to work and to play at like a speed that's at least somewhat acceptable. This is not very acceptable, I'll tell you that. Offside. Probably should have turned penalties off considering how this one's going so far. So anyway, there you go. What a beautiful day it is for messing around with some Super Game Boy action. So of course this system only has 2 buttons, and so you basically push B to change players and A is everything else. So like right there I pushed A to score the goal. And yeah, I guess I'm Anaheim, so so much for me playing as Boston, but it's okay. The sound effects are actually pretty cool, right? At least when you score. The only problem is that this game is extraordinarily slow, and like, how am I supposed to know that he's offside? Like tell me, how am I supposed to figure that out, right? In the like the 16-bit games, you can figure it out pretty easily, but for this one, because because of the limitations of the Super Game Boy or of the Game Boy and stuff like that, like you just can't see in front of you. Like, it's almost like it was a bad idea to make a hockey game for this platform. I'm just thinking out loud here, Oh, and then yeah, so the computer-controlled goalie decides to like completely leave the crease and like go as far as he possibly can. Anyway, I will say, despite its many very obvious flaws, that the nice thing about this game is that like the graphics actually are not really that bad when you consider that this is an original Game Boy game. Can somebody tell me what just happened? How did that happen? Yeah, this is going to be one of those videos. It's 2-0 after we played for like a minute. So I think this is the ultimate NHL 95 challenge, which is how long can you last before you just have to turn the game off? Because this is really bad. Yeah, there was also a Game Gear version of at least I think this game in the series. I think there might have been a version. Yeah, that was a great idea. That was a great idea. Why don't I take the puck like way out and pass it off straight to the attacking player? Man. I changed my mind. The sound in this game sucks. So that little, like, I don't know, it sounds like the sound of a bell that's actually supposed to be the whistle. And I feel like I have to say that because Why is it telling me ag? Oh, I see. So down at the bottom, the ref will tell you if you're offside or not. So, okay, it is actually possible to, like, play the game. Well, if I'm offside, come back onside. Did you see that? Right? So, okay, I'm going to go over to the line. I'm going to wait. And then what does he do? I mean, what's going on with these computerized players, man? I mean, like, anyway. Good stuff. So, yeah, welcome to a beautiful February day. The snow is actually melting out here, believe it or not. I want to hit this guy, and I can't. So, we should have this snow gone, I think, almost completely within 2 days, which is pretty nice. We finally have it so that the snow is melting and things are right again in the world. Okay, who is offside? Right, please wait for the puck. There we go. Anyway, it's pretty good. You know, life feels a little bit better once you get out of the bitter cold and things are going a little bit more normal. Eventually, I'll be able to actually, like, have my kids go to school themselves. I won't have to drive them, which is what we've been dealing with for a little while. So that's been a lot of fun. Man, the frame rate on this game is just bad beyond belief. Holy cow. I mean, like how is this acceptable? Who looked at this and was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be our Game Boy game. How long is he gonna stay in the offensive zone? Up and look at that, I gave up the puck. How about that? Yeah, this is pretty bad. You guys should have warned me. So that was whistle for offside? How was that offside? Wasn't he already in the attacking zone? Anyway, so yeah, we should be a little bit more back to normal here in the coming days as things sort of start to thaw out. Hopefully things get back to normal here on this channel. Of course they will. If you didn't see it yet, you should check out the Blades of Steel video that I put out on, it was actually during the Super Bowl, which is probably the reason why the video doesn't have a whole lot of views. But check that one out. YouTube's kind of a funny place, right? I look at that and I'm thinking, oh man, you know, was this video like awful or whatever? But actually the stuff I can see, like the click-through rate and stuff like that for that video is actually pretty good. Dude, I waited and I thought he was onside and apparently he wasn't. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so, you know, the average view duration, the click-through ratio, all the stuff you look for looks okay. It's just that it hasn't quite gotten a whole bunch of views yet. And that happens sometimes on the platform. What I've learned through my now years on YouTube is that, like, you can't always sort of predict what's going to happen. And sometimes you get videos that actually... Whoa! Did you see that? Ha ha ha! There you go. So the goalie scores a goal. Trying to pass it. I did. I pushed B. I pushed B, not A, and he scored. Man, look at him slide. I'm trying to get this guy to go someplace where I can see him, and I can't. And then we're whistle for offside again. I have a feeling that I'm only going to end up playing like a single period of this game because, I mean, it would be unbearable for me to actually try to play this game like all the way through. Like, it would take an hour. Can you imagine playing this for like an hour? This is insane. Anyway, so what I was going to say about YouTube and the algorithm and its funny things is that on my basketball channel, Basketball in Context, I had a Michael Jordan video I came out with when I started that channel. It was about Michael Jordan's first college game because I had video of it and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to use and summarize and stuff like that. And I thought it was an okay video, but it got like absolutely like 0 views for a long time, like for over a year. And then when I finally had another video on that channel that started to gain some traction, like all of a sudden it started getting pushed in the algorithm again. So my point is saying that is that, you know, when you do crazy things like YouTube video creation and stuff, you cannot look at it and sort of assume that like what's happening in like the first couple minutes or whatever has anything to do with what's going to happen long term for your video. When all else fails, if you're in doubt, like the best option that you have is always to just make the video, right? Because it's sort of like when you do investment, you want to have you want to sort of pay attention to time in the market instead of timing the market. So when it comes to these videos, like instead of worrying about like what time did this video come out or whatever, what you really want to worry about is the video there. Do I have a video on this channel, right? If you have the video, then there's a chance people will find it. If you don't, and if you're scared of putting something up for whatever reason, then it will never ever be viewed. Like you already know the answer then. The answer is 0 people will watch it because it's a video that you haven't made. And so anyway, that's what you try to do. Well, now lately, largely because of the success I had early on, especially with this channel, I've been doing a lot of these sort of like gameplay videos. So, you know, for reviews of games and stuff like that, I'm going to, you know, end up playing a bunch of these games anyway. But when it comes to, you know, like what to do with the footage, like what was happening to me before, wow, I scored again. What was happening to me before is that I would get to the point where like I would not really be playing these games all that much. Like I would wait until like the day I was making the video and then be like, oh crap, I need a whole bunch of clips of like this game and that game. It's not really a good way to do it. It's a good way to sort of feel really frustrated with life, right? Playing these games is actually a lot of fun. It's one of the great joys, I think, in my life right now. And so I want to spend time playing it, and if I'm going to play it, I might as well record it and like share it with somebody else, and that gives me an incentive to make sure that I actually, you know, play it and don't just say, oh, you know, I don't need to do that. I'm going to go do this other dumb thing today. You know, that's the reason why I've been doing a lot of gameplay here and also on other channels. Now, it's true that if you make a whole bunch of videos that are sort of like this one, usually what happens is people will watch like a couple minutes and then they'll like click off. It's normal because I do that all the time with videos I watch too. All right. It doesn't necessarily mean, dude, this game's way too easy. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's something like wrong with your content or whatever. This is literally just the way that the platform works. You will see some content creators who think that, you know, they have to go track down exactly why people are clicking off after 30 seconds or whatever. And then they're going to jump into that later on and they're going to fix it as sort of like the Mr. Beast style. You can do that if you want. The problem is that like there are a lot of people who actually really don't like that style of editing. And, you know, sometimes you just sort of have to take things as they come instead of demanding that everything be perfect. Bro, can I just turn off the offside rule? Can I go back and change the settings again so that I can actually play the game? You guys should have warned me, man. Anyway, this game is awful. This game is really, really bad. This game makes Blades of Steel look like an all-time classic on the Game Boy. I mean, what were they thinking with this one, man? Holy cow, this game is bad. Anyway, so yeah, so what I've been doing here with this and with a lot of these other channels is I've been doing a bunch of gameplay to sort of supplement things. And it helps a lot, actually, when it comes to... oh, it was icing that time. Okay. It helps a lot to have this stuff when it comes to making sure that I have, you know, enough clips or whatever. Dude, we've scored 6 goals in the first period. It helps to do these games to make sure that I have enough like clips and stuff for, you know, full-length videos and all that. It still takes a while to make them. Like the Blades of Steel video took a lot longer than I want to admit because I was like going through and trying to find, oh, do I have a clip of this? Do I have a clip of that? And so on and so forth. So yeah, it does take a little bit longer than you think. Man, the computer's so stupid. We've gone through 5 seconds. We can't even go through 5 seconds of this game without somebody being, you know, whistled for offside. Man. Wow. Anyway, so, you know, it takes a while to get it put together, but it's fun when you get it put together, and I do think that it helps a lot with the quality of the videos. Plus, hopefully, if you're watching the channel, it makes you feel like you're kind of like a part of what's going on. Yeah, try a one-timer in this game, man. Jeez. I bet I can score here. Oh, close. But you know, that's kind of like the big purpose, right? You know, it's not just to create a bunch of videos that nobody's going to watch anyway, but it's also to help make it so that, you know, people feel like they're actually like, you know, a part of the channel, that they're connected with things. Do I have no other teammates? How come nobody was there along with me? I tried passing it and he ended up sort of flipping it along the boards, and then we have to go back and pick it up again. Okay, and it's the same guy. Did you notice that? We'll do it again. Anaheim. Go Anaheim. Go you mighty Ducks. I want to see what a fight looks like in this game. Seriously, has anybody actually like played this game and gotten through like more than, you know, a couple seconds of gameplay? Like if you're watching this, of course you're watching this if you're to this point. If you had this game when you were younger, like let me know, did you ever actually play a full game? Right? Or is it like just my imagination? Is there something wrong with me? Is this game actually really good? That wasn't good. Is this game actually really good and I don't know it or something? Like, what's going on? Anyway, this looks like a good time, since I'm not going to play more than a single period of this game. This looks like a good time to put in my normal advertising spiel, which is that if you like the stuff you see on this channel, including awful games like this, consider becoming a channel member, or also consider supporting me over on Patreon. I have links in the description of the video, because any sort of support you can give really helps a lot when it comes to making it possible for me to keep making videos about really crappy games like this, and also some of the better games. So consider it, you know, and there's other stuff you can do to help out, like show this video to your buddy or something, or like, I don't know, go find like a Discord group to post it in or something. I don't know. I'm really bad at doing that sort of thing, by the way. I mean, technically you're not supposed to like, you know, go onto social media and like blast your content everywhere. I've been trying to do it anyway. It doesn't necessarily help as much as you think, but it's always awkward if it's your own. You know, you're not going to be like, oh guys, look at this great video I found, and then, oh, look whose face happens to be on it, right? Guess how I found this video, right? Anyway, dude, my guy just, instead of going for the puck, he went straight headfirst into the boards. He was like, life is pain. All right, this video, despite my best efforts, is going to end up being about 20 minutes long, and it's just 20 minutes of this face-off and this music over and over again. I've changed my mind about Blades of Steel on the Game Boy. Blades of Steel on the Game Boy is an all-time classic compared to this game. Like, Blades of Steel on the Game Boy is like an absolutely fantastic game that you should always take with you. This game, on the other hand, has got to be the worst hockey game I've ever played in my life. This is up there with Wayne Gretzky on freaking NES. Right, this game is just bad. I mean, holy cow, man! I don't think they could have tried to make it any worse than this. And you know what we already had in this game? We already had our goalie score a goal by trying to pass it. I didn't even shoot. I pushed pass. I put it on 10-minute period, and we've been playing for 20 minutes now, almost exactly 20 minutes. And it's a 6-3 game. In the first period, it's a 6-3 game. I mean, this is ridiculous. You could have made this game for the NES and it would be better. In fact, I bet that the Sega Game Gear version is probably better. That's one we should play next. Go see what that one's like. Why did they even come out with this? Like, was there a lot of demand for this game? Did they think that, like, you know, they had, like, I don't know, like a really good amount of R&D or something like that? Or were they just sort of screwing around? How come I can't get in a fight? I can't do anything. I can't even get these guys to like be hit by my guy when, you know, when I push the button. Oh, this is really, really, really close. Oh, he's offside, but time is out. What happens now? Oh, that's it. Okay, then we go back to the booth. Yeah. So that's it. There you have it. That's NHL 95 on the Game Boy using the Super Game Boy add-on. Like, I could play more, I guess, but why? Anyway, if you guys ever played this game, if you played this when you were a kid or something, please let me know. I really want to know. I want to know a lot more about this game and what your experience with it has been. because I find this to be the worst hockey game like of all time. Wow. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for like a normal video on this game, but we've got to do something because this one is too good to pass up. Anyway, I'll talk with you later. Bye.